Hello everyone, today we'll be taking a look at World War I battlecruiser HMS Lion in 1/700 scale from Triumph Models. So, this is a resin kit, so there's no plastic parts, it's all resin, so it's kind of like a custom kit. So you get this pretty cool picture of the Lion out in battle. Over on the outside, let me start focus in. So, it says there's a lot of really small deck stuff, and then a lot of 3D printed stuff. Here's just like the general stats for the Lion. Let's open this up and take a look at what we have in here. Alrighty, so the first thing you notice is there's a lot of foam in here. You gotta protect those models, huh? So, we'll take a look at the instructions first. So again, you get the box art out here on, again, this looks like a very nice postcard. So here is your parts. There's no sprues in this one because, well, it's all resin printed. You just have all your little parts right here, and you have the main hull. Then you have a lot of photo etch and a bunch of barrels. Just like a lot of these little, all of these tubes. So, as for construction, the first thing you do is you install the propeller shafts, because this is the full hull version. There's the waterline version as well, but this is the full hull, so you install the propeller shafts and the propeller shafts. Then you add all these little top boxes. Yeah, so like all the little ammo boxes go on the hull. It's like there's a lot of parts on here. So here's the full list of all these little things. Then you build the bridge. Photo etch, it's all over the bridge. Yeah, you have the railings as well. It looks pretty nice. And then the back portion with the guns in the back, the secondary guns in the back, and the additional stuff in the back right there. And then, did I miss something? No? Well, then the next thing you do is you build it just jumps. Like, wait, what? The instruction just like ends here, and then it just jumps all the way. And then we have all this stuff on here now. Alrighty, so you build like the boats and the funnels and whatnot. Alrighty. And then you do a lot of photo etch. It's a lot of photo etch on there. Then you build all the little crane things on the side. Main mast. That's the mast. And then the torpedo nets on there. And here's the painting scheme. So the painting scheme is pretty easy. It's just gray. That's about it. Okay, now let's actually take a look at what parts we have here. So, here's all of our photo etch. You have the railings in the back and also that back support structure. You have all the little circles for the anti-torpedo nets and the little rings just to hold them in place. You get 3 of these. So the big ones, these are like the masts, and these are the gun barrels down here, the 13.5-inch guns. You have all the brass rods, which are going to be used for the torpedo tubes. No, the anti-torpedo nets. Yeah, so these are all your brass parts. Now, actually, let's take a look at the resin parts right here. So, resin-wise, we have the full hull, so it's in one piece. There's still this piece right here, which will have to be trimmed off, but the detail on here is incredible because it's resin, so they can just print straight up all this stuff on there. But this is going to be a bit difficult to paint, especially masking this. But yeah, so there's all the little open areas for you to put your the additional parts on here. And then the deck is very nice, very, very nice. The hull panels have also been molded, including the armor belt. And then there's like the seacocks at the bottom, and then the place for the propeller shafts to go on. The back area is also fully detailed. Very, very nice. So the panel lines on here are incredible. Okay, now let's actually take a look at our sprues. I wouldn't really call these things sprues because they're on these 3D printed little blocks, I guess. So like, for example, you have your boats here. Here's all your boats. And then here's a bunch of your davits and little thingies, I guess. Then here you have a bunch of the ammo boxes and just storage crates that go on the ship right there. Additional boxes. Here looks like searchlights. Okay, these are searchlights and then anchors. Yeah. And here's additional small parts. Very, very tiny stuff. Some of it's already broken off in the packaging. Yeah, that's like capstans and whatnot. Over here you have the 8 gun barrels for the turrets. Yeah, you can have them in the elevated or lowered position, so you get a total of 8 of these. And here's additionally ammo boxes. I have no clue what this stuff is. It's just a lot of tiny stuff, I guess. A lot of tiny stuff. And all the cradles for the boats to go in. Another set of boats. Even more tiny little crane things, I guess. I don't know what these are. Secondary gun barrels. Boat davits. Here's some additional pipes and life belts, I think. Here's the mountings for the secondary guns. And then here's additional ammo boxes. So, yeah, it's just a lot of really, really tiny stuff. They weren't joking. This thing was definitely made for adults to build. So over here you have your orange resin parts. This is like the forward superstructure of some sort. I take this stuff out. Here you have the propeller shafts and the rudders. And then you have the breakwater of some sort, and then the 3 funnels. Yes, in this thing, she has 3 funnels. Here you have bridge components for the upper works. Very cool. Here's like the top area, but that painting would be very interesting to do. Here you have flagpoles and whatnot. These are so thin. These are so easy to break. Very thin little items right there. Here you have looks like winches and capstans. Here's some support wedges. Yes, and then there are some additional little black things in here. Oh, I realized these are designed to be flexible, so here's your chain. And whatever this thing is in here, I have no clue what that is. But yeah, this kit is just a solid cast resin hull and like so many of these little parts. Like there's so much of this stuff. But yeah, it's very interesting kit. This would be very difficult to assemble, but I don't think it'd be too difficult. I can probably figure this out. But yeah, so this is the end of this video. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Anyways, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.